I gotta tell ya, as if Hideo Kojima breaking away from Konami's chains and starting his own studio wasn't amazing enough and wasn't enough of a backhanded slap in the face to Konami, this news that I'm about to talk about really is the icing on the cake. So what happened? Word broke a few days ago that at the 19th annual DICE Hall of Fame Awards, Hideo Kojima would be the 21st member to be inducted into the DICE Hall of Fame. So, not anyone from Konami, none of Konami's developers, none of them. None of Konami's CEOs, chief operating officers, none of them are getting the adoration that Hideo Kojima is getting. No. All Hideo Kojima. Hideo Kojima is going into the DICE Hall of Fame for his impeccable work for the last, 20, 30 years making video games. And now that he has his own studio, all the future games that are going to be made, it's all coming full circle, people. Hideo Kojima is like a phoenix rising from the ashes, and those ashes just happen to be the Konami headquarters. And what makes it even better, as if this wasn't amazing enough, who is the one inducting Hideo Kojima into the Hall of Fame? Let's see. Who would be a good choice to induct Kojima? Maybe someone that he's worked with very closely, maybe a longtime friend of his, maybe a family member. All those people sound like they could work, but there's only one person fit for the job, and I'm so glad that they went with this. Ladies and gentlemen, Hideo Kojima will be inducted into the DICE Hall of Fame by Guillermo Del Toro. The man that he was supposed to make Silent Hills with will induct him into the Hall of Fame. Now, in a few ways, this is a very telling sign. The first thing is it shows that the connection between Guillermo Del Toro and Hideo Kojima, is still alive and well. The fact that they still talk, and Guillermo Del Toro talked about this several times. He made it clear that they are still talking, they are still friends, and they do want to do stuff. I mean, Guillermo Del Toro said on Twitter he would work with Kojima anywhere, anytime, and on anything. We know that. The fact that he said we know that is interesting because it implies that this is a mutual understanding between him and Kojima. But then Hideo Kojima stated in his recent interview with IGN right after the new Kojima Productions was formed that he wanted to do something with Guillermo Del Toro, whether it was games, anime, movies, or whatever. He wanted to do something with Guillermo Del Toro. To me, if Hideo Kojima approached Del Toro and said, let's finish this, let's make the game that we were going to make, Del Toro would probably be on board. I would hope so. After that tweet, it seems kind of hard to believe that he wouldn't be. Now, on another hand, this also shows that in the future, there is a chance for the game that they wanted to, be made, for it to actually happen. I mean, this is the DICE Hall of Fame Awards. DICE, as in DICE, the company that makes Battlefield. So, this is a big company, a very well-respected company, who definitely deserves the honor of bringing Hideo Kojima in. I think that DICE is a respectable enough company to have someone like Hideo Kojima on board, not working for them, but just, to have him in their presence, I guess. Hideo Kojima is that enigmatic. And Guillermo Del Toro to be the one to do it, I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, when you have two minds like Hideo Kojima and Guillermo Del Toro, two minds that were originally working so close together to make something great, and then it was taken away. After all the backlash that was done, do you really think they haven't thought at all about finishing that project? Maybe not that project under that exact same name. Obviously, it can't be Silent Hills, but under a different name. Quiet Mountains, Screaming Valleys. I don't know. What's another name they could do for Silent Hills? Loud Mounds. There you go, Loud Mounds. That could be another thing they could do. But, all kidding aside, I genuinely think that we will at some point see the game that Silent Hills would have been. Now, we know that Kojima Productions is working on a new game for PS4 and PC. What that game is, we have no idea, but my early prediction is that it is not going to be a horror game, and it's not going to be the game that Silent Hills would have been. I think that game's going to come later. But the main news today is Hideo Kojima is going into the DICE Hall of Fame Awards. going to the Hall of Fame. What am I saying? He's going into the Hall of Fame with Guillermo Del Toro inducting him. That, to me, it's more of a sign than I think people realize it is. I think we just need to keep our eyes on Kojima Productions, because this only could mean good things. I mean, Kojima is one of, if not the best gaming director currently. I mean, all his past games have been, not every single one, but his most recent past games have all been great. The Metal Gear Solid games are all great, even though some people don't really like Metal Gear Solid 2, but the Metal Gear Solid games, for the most part, are considered masterpieces, and whatever he works on next, I'm sure is going to be just as great, especially because he's going to have total creative freedom, and Konami is not going to be there to take that away from him. And that's another thing that I love about this, the fact that Konami can now look at this and see, wow, we lost this guy. This was our guy that we drove away, and now he's getting all this adoration. He's going to be getting awards, he's getting his own studio, everyone loves him, and no one gives a fuck about you guys. And that, to me, it's so deserving. You know, karma comes around, and that's exactly what this is. Konami, you shot yourselves in the foot a long time ago when you started this bullshit with Hideo Kojima, when you started this bullshit with Silent Hills, and first we have Hideo Kojima being free from your chains to start his own studio and do his own thing. It's only a matter of time before the game that Silent Hills would have been gets made, it gets released, and you know it's gonna be good. And Konami can just fade away into obscurity and focus on their pachinko machines, and because that's all they care about. All they care about is money. Fuck them. You know, let them go. Let them die, because that's what's gonna happen. This is just, I find it funny that this is happening, honestly, because of all the rage that I was showing in the past over Konami. I have no reason to be mad anymore. It's all good news now, because it all has to do with Hideo Kojima, and this is wonderful. This is fantastic news, and if there's any new information regarding Hideo Kojima, I'll make sure to bring it all to you guys, because you know me. You know I love Hideo Kojima. You know I fucking hate Konami, and you know I love news updates regarding Silent Hills or other games that would have been made by Hideo Kojima. So, guys, thanks so much for watching. Make sure to check out the rest of the channel, and as always, take it easy.
What's up, guys? Thanks so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed that video. If you haven't gotten a chance to already, make sure to check out last week's video, which can be found right here. Also, if you haven't gotten a chance to already, make sure to like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. And while you're at it, make sure to check out the rest of Coed Gaming, where we upload gaming videos every single week. And as always, game on.